You know what? That's what I do. Like when I see them on the streets and they're begging for change, I go ahead and give them the money. I know that you feel that, oh, they just lazy, they this and that. But you know what? I'd rather give them a few change or $1 or something, just to go ahead and help them out, because it's another job. It's their little job.
That's their job.
It's their little job to.
But it didn't have to be their job.
It didn't have to.
Had we met them, I'm gonna keep going back to that. Had we met them early on in life when we saw it was gonna be an issue,
right,
and not wait till they get to 3rd grade.
But see, people
because you know what happens?
They don't get personal. And a lot of teachers don't get personal. You know, a lot of people, you know, people are human. Teachers are human too. So a lot of them say, they look at it like this, like, you know, it's some people that'll say, that's not my job. My job is to give them this math test, grade it, and tell their mothers, put it on the report card that, you know, they either failing or they're doing great. But you know, but that's how a lot of people. I can't stand when a person say that's not my job.
Because it is your job.
It is.
Because if it's not your job, then once again we will be dodging bullets. And this is what's really crazy, I guess you could say. It's not just happening in the hood now. They're taking it down on Michigan Avenue. They're taking their
it's
you see what I'm saying? It's so once again, you know, we need.
But see, that's how they see. And when you turn your back on somebody else's issues, that's not your job. That's how the drugs got into the community, into the suburbs. It wasn't nobody's job. So
they didn't think it was going to hit the suburbs.
Oh no,
that was for the at-risk community.
Right, I know. But like they say, a lot of teenagers sell it, but they don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of black people sell it, but they don't do it. They start getting into it more as they get older because they don't have anything else to look forward to. But
they have to. It's not that they don't. I'm not totally disagreeing with you. They cannot do any better. If you can't read, come on, man.
Right.
You know, but you have to eat. Once again, you gotta have clothes.
Right.
And how you gonna get it? And can't get a job.
I know, that's really
so sad. That goes back to, like I say, real programs, and getting these babies in a Head Start program. Which is going to prepare them to pass that 3rd grade test.
Or you can do like I did with my 2 sons. Every day from the time they were 2 years old to 8th grade, they had 2 hours a day. They only had weekends off, but 2 hours a day on studying.
There you go.
And so the youngest one, that little baby. The youngest one, when he was 4 years old, I took the oldest one to get into this particular school because you know I was trying to get them into the best of schools and stuff, and I took him to get him in there, and they said, well, while we were testing him, the baby was saying all the answers too.
Wow.
So that's why he started at 4.
Okay.
So, you know, they both started school together, you know, and that's why they were so close, you know, but you can invest your time into your children too. You can do that.
We should do that, but what about when it don't happen?
I know.
So that's right back now. See how we keep ending up back where there is another system.
But I'm trying to say this for the ones that can go.
That can.
And the ones, see, sometimes a lot of people don't do what they're supposed to do, or they could do better, but they don't know that they can. If you can tell them, give them some type of suggestions, like, yeah, go ahead and teach it. You'll be surprised how my sons was learning. They were almost reading at 2 years old. And I did it because I didn't think that I thought they were average. I didn't think that they were super duper, but I said, if they don't learn anything from this, they will still be familiar with it. So when it comes to them, when they go to school, they have a good idea. But they stayed on honor roll. They were very
excellent.
You know,
excellent job. Excellent job.
You have to do that. You've got to invest in your children. Not saying that was a. I'm not trying to get any credit for it, but I had to do it because I wanted them to have an advantage. You know, I didn't know if
we already.
I didn't know if they were smart or not. I was like, you know, they act like they got smart. I don't know, you know, but let me try to, you know, get them up there. I don't want to have nobody telling me, you need to come up to school. You need to talk about some stuff, you know. So. Yeah, but you know, so you can help some. You know, some people don't know if they should take the initiative. They don't know what type of initiatives to take. You know, like when your children come home, you know, just go ahead and take get that little quality time in and do some homework. And I'm sure every teacher send homework home. But what happens when there's no one there? See, that's right.
Really no one there. For the parents that can, please take Markie's suggestion because it's real simple.
It is.
Flashcards.
They don't have to, and see that's the thing. They don't have to even learn it, but keep giving it to them. They will learn it. But
that's how I learned.
But you know,
even today with my degrees, it was flashcards.
Flashcards came in real heavy, real handy. Flashcards, but it's just the fact that it's repetition and you're going on with it. And then when this is how I learned fractions. For some reason I just didn't want to even learn it. I couldn't stand fractions, but it was some kind of way it was introduced to me, and I was watching them do it. So by the time I got in 4th grade, I could actually master it because I seen it earlier in life. I didn't know how to really do it, but I had an advantage because somebody showed it to me earlier. So that's how. You just be surprised. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a genius, and you don't have to make them a genius. But you can make them able to survive and go.
Because these are survival skills. I mean, it's bigger than school. Because they're going to be adults. We're raising adults.
Look, listen too. As you get older, you know, I'm in my 30s now, but as you get older, sometimes you start losing your memory. I lost my memory when I was 3 years old. Everybody in my family lost their memory. So we lose our memories. So imagine if you never had any education and you're losing your memory too. Whew,
Yeah, sad.
Can't even read. I met a young man who didn't know how to read at all. So how do you get around? You know, how do people get around that can't?
That's what I'm saying.
They had, you know.
We need programs for them, and not to make them feel. I know a young lady went to a GED class. She was behind. I guess very, and out of shame, she wouldn't continue. And I had to really talk to her. I'm like, no, baby, you don't let nobody make you be ashamed of nothing. Right. Because they didn't know it one time.
Right, that's true. Everybody had to be taught.
Everybody had to be taught. Now,
better late than never.
Better late than never. And she's doing very well now. She's in a nursing program.
See?
You see what I'm saying? She could barely read.
Some type of mentor.
So, that would be me. But once again, for the ones who can't take Markie's suggestion on the homework, maybe you have to work during them hours. Because I know a lot of parents that work. When the kids come home, they come into an empty house.
Or just every now and then, just give them a hug when you can.
Well, not so much the hug, even though they need it. But if they have went to school, you know,
but they need some type of motivation. Sometimes that helps, you know.
Yeah, but Markie, you'll be surprised at what's out here nowadays. It's not like when you had children. Trust me, it's not like when I had children, and it wasn't like in my. This is a whole new ball game, and we must meet them where they are. And it's not pretty where Now I'm just talking about that. See, I'm talking about the at-risk family.
Right.
That's the family that with no parent or maybe one parent or living in the hood.
Right.
You know, their lifestyle is totally different from ours. We don't have to worry about a bullet coming through a window.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or not being able to go to the corner store and will I make it home? See, that's a whole nother mentality.
That is kind of funny because I hear about did you hear about this weekend?
All those days.
There's like 64 people in one weekend?
Yeah.
And this is really weird because I have never been around any shooting. I have never seen anybody die like that. I've never seen any of this stuff before, but I hear about it. If you hear about it, you don't think about it. And that's something that, you really have to start kind of changing your mind on. You have to start being prepared because 64 deaths.
How do we prevent such a thing? I bet you, if they had a start. I bet you too. Because a lot of it, I believe it stems from that.
Yeah, it does.
So let's find ways to educate our young, and like we say, to nurture our young.
Right.
You know, and
let's talk to these police officers too. You know, maybe if you never know where people are from and what they have been through in their lives, and then they're police officers.
Yeah.
And so all of them need to be retrained. They need to be re-educated. They need to go through some type of sensitivity,
even though they say they have that. Now, like I said, I met, and
you can't give this information to somebody in their 20s and 30s and 40s. You can't give it to them anymore. That's just like watching it on television, or they know what they should do and what they shouldn't. But if you're raised from all of that, when you start noticing that these people are a particular way, you need to get rid of them.
But they're not. That's a topic for another show.
I think they're hiring gangbangers. I'm not really sure, but I've met some wonderful police officers. Let's say that. I have met some really wonderful police officers. And I have met some not so wonderful ones, like the ones that stopped your son. Right.
But they all are not like that. I've met some wonderful ones. But
that was just the only time I've had, I think I had a problem with a police officer, 2 of them, is when they had given me some tickets. They had set me up real bad with that. I don't like that. But other than that, every police officer that I have came in contact with were really nice, accommodating. They were helpful. I mean, they were just wonderful. They were. I have had some of them that are really wonderful. So it's not all of them. It's not all of them, but it takes the good ones to get rid of the bad ones, and they don't want to tell on each other.
They can't.
Yeah.
So I heard.
I'm watching Surgical. Right. They have these movies that you just can't. You shouldn't tell. But that's what. Yeah. Well. So we're gonna. Is it anything else that you want to touch on before we say goodbye?
Let's just try, all of us, to make a difference. Like I say, it's not always about money. Like Markie say, just telling the child, you are great. You have greatness. Do you know the greatness that's really within us? But that's a topic for a whole other stuff. But let them know that they're great. Moms who can, please get your child in a Head Start program because they're expected to read. And definitely by the time they leave kindergarten, they should be reading. Because we do not want them to fail, what, Markie? The
3rd grade.
Please. I love you all.
Goodbye. And thank you, Connie, for being on my show. And hopefully you'll come back and do some singing and dancing and tell us more about your acting.
I wanted to invite you to a concert.
Okay.
What are you doing next Saturday? anything?
I don't do anything on weekends.
Okay. Alright. Well, maybe the next one. Okay then.
All
Yeah,
right.
but this would have been an adventure, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye-bye. Okay, cut. Good job, cuz. I can't wait to see it. I know you're
That's
gonna
okay.
edit it. But pull out the good part. What would you
I
do?
told him that he's gonna come back.
Okay.
Cause he don't say nothing.
He talked the whole time. What are you saying? I sat
He
there.
should have been, but see, he talked more when we weren't on camera. You see,
Well, don't let him know you're on camera.
yeah, that's what I should.
Cause he never shut up though.
But that's what I should have did. That's what I should have did. I should have just sat him
But
down.
what did you want to know that he didn't? Cause he talked
No, he
about
was
everything.
more. He was more. Now he was low key, and he was.
He talks slow. I
Oh.
can't stand that. He
But
talks
that's
very
okay.
low. He does, and I be like, speak up. You know, he talks very
But that's
low.
him.
That's just his demeanor.
But I told him that I want him to come back, and we probably when you come back for maybe the year or something. But give me a couple of months for that, and if you want to.
What is he coming back for?
I told him if he didn't like that.
Oh,
I said if you don't like it'll be okay.
it was better than the one we did with
You thought that was
Mr.
pretty
Love.
good though? I thought
Look
that was
at
good.
it. I think so. Will we get an opportunity to see it before the world see it?
I'm gonna give you when I make the DVD.
I mean, yeah, once you edit it.
I'll make
Okay.
it for you. And he said that he was gonna show me some kind of book or something where, like, when I interview these people,
Mhm.
I could have more questions. Know a little more. The question it tells you.
He got a
good
book, I think it says what to say and how to say it.
Yeah.
I think that's the book.
I
I'm
think
not for
that
sure.
I think that might be.
But
it.
this
I'm not
book,
sure.
that may be the book. He got so many damn books.
I'm so
Are we
glad
still
you
on
with
tape?
this one. Oh. Yeah, we sure was.